Morning gang! So it is a boiling hot already and I'm joining you from my kitchen. It's like coolest place in the morning because of the tiles on the floor, and then I can't really film in the front rooms because the sun's streaming in, and then yeah, it's just oof. So I'm gonna do my tea and candle empties this morning, get those done, and then I'm all up to date with my empties and stuff like that. I was gonna have a shower this morning, but I'm gonna go and sit in the garden today. Um, so I'll leave it until this evening to have a shower, I think, and go from there then really. So I've muddled all the schedule around. So let's just get started. So a while back, my lovely friend on here, Aisha from the Moon and the Stars, sent me a lovely surprise package, and within that was loads and loads of teas. And then also my friend Laura sent me loads of teas also. And yeah, I just wanted to give you like a little brief, quickly flick through them. So I've got three of these. These are the Tailors of Harrogate, and this is in the sweet rhubarb flavour. I was like, am I really going to like that? It's actually really refreshing in the summer. Like I didn't have a hot chocolate last night because it was just too hot, but I had one of these, so I like made it up and then let it cool right down, so it was just like warm squash sort of temperature rather than hot, and it was just lovely. It made a nice change. So the sweet rhubarb flavour is lovely and sweet. It's not tart at all. Rose lemonade. I love the smell of roses and the flavour of roses, and I like rose tea, and this tastes, it says rose lemonade, it tastes exactly like that, really super refreshing. And then the sour cherry, which is a little bit on the tart side, but again, I love cherries, so if fruit teas are your thing, then this brand is particularly good at getting the flavours right. Then all of these, so Twinings Earl Grey, I love Earl Grey, that's my afternoon tea of choice, even though I've run out and I haven't had any for forever and ever, it seems like. And then another Twinings one here, which was the raspberry and dragon fruit. Again, like I feel like fruity teas are so much better than what they used to be, but then I've learned how to do them properly as well. Like it says to leave the tea bag in for 3 or 4 minutes. I just leave the tea bag in full stop, don't take it out. Otherwise there's no flavour in there at all. So that was really nice. And the gingerbread, probably wouldn't have that in the summer again, but it would be lovely to have in the winter months because it's really spicy and warming. And then let's see if we've got any more Twinings here. We've got one more Twinings, and it's the Defense. I can't remember quite what this tasted like, but I remember putting it off for ages and not wanting to, but it actually tasted really nice. I don't think there was any in here that I didn't like. The Tea Pigs Morning Glory, so just a normal everyday brew. And then the last one that's not a puka is the Health and Heather organic green tea with coconut. I remember trying this first because I love everything with coconut in it, and this did not disappoint me. It was really nice, and you could definitely taste that coconut. Stunning, really nice. So the rest of these are from the brand Puka or Pucka or however you want to say it. So the Womankind one was cranberry, rose and sweet vanilla. Stunning, really fruity and sweet. The Cleanse, organic nettle, fennel and peppermint, for if I wanted to feel less like bloated and stuff. I always reach for sort of like a pepperminty tea because it just helps me go to the toilet. End of story. Nighttime, oat flower, lavender and lime flower. You could really taste that it was oaty, which was quite a bizarre sensation in a tea bag, but nevertheless really quite nice. Love, organic rose, chamomile and lavender. Everything I like in a tea bag. Really nice, and like feels really girly drinking it. Lemon, ginger and manuka honey. So this was, you could really get the ginger through it. Some ginger things are just way too gingery for me, but this was a lovely little balance. And then the last one then is the Serene Jasmine Green, which was like a jasmine tea with chamomile and lavender. This was probably one of my least favourite ones, purely because of the green jasmine. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. It just depends, but I didn't dislike it, so it was just my least favourite of them all. So that's all the tea that I've been drinking over the last couple of months. Now for some candles. So what was this one? This was the Passion Berry Noel. So this one was like a little wax melt in the shape of a teddy bear. It smells stunning. It's more of like a Christmassy smell, but the bear seems a little bit faded and I wanted to get it burnt, and it's really, really nice. I loved it. A Yankee Candle tartlet in Turquoise Sky. It's actually, it's one of the ones I've actually not enjoyed. For some reason, I love everything to do with the sea and beaches and shells and all of that sort of lot, mermaids and all that. But like when you try and recreate a beachy smell or something, like this one's called Turquoise Sky and it's got like a picture of a beach or a bottle on a beach on it. Anything that's sort of like supposed to be beachy smelled tastes or smells really like cheap and like cheap aftershave to me, which is a bit of a shame. Because I lean more towards that purely because I like that in like myself. I love being next to the beach and stuff like that. Not that I've been to the beach for forever, but it's a shame that they can't get the smells that quite right. What else? Bahama Breeze. Again, I'm not sure if I particularly like this one. It was more of a sweet version. Like the sea beachy smells, they just don't get them right for me at all. Can't remember what that was. And then in here, this was the, I don't know, it's called 10 Digit Creations, and the smell is cornucopia, and it's it's like a Yankee Candle tartlet type of dealio, but it's not Yankee Candle, and it's dye free, and it smells absolutely stunning. It smelled like being in a cake shop or something. It was so sweet and it stank out my whole house, but in the most nicest way. But what I found with this is like I burnt it every day for a week, and about after a week the smell had like just completely gone. It didn't really smell anymore. It just smelled like I was burning hot wax without a smell in it. So that was a shame, but while the smell lasted, that was absolutely stunning. So that's it. I'm all emptied out, no more empties now for the next vlogs for a while. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I love drinking tea and burning candles and collecting my empties to talk to you about them. So I shall see you all later at some point. Bye. I'm pulling this into a bubble. That's fine. Only cost me £3. If we need to get another one, we can get another one.
Wow, it's getting wet.
Don't get it too wet.
It keeps falling over.
You keep falling over. squash and a squeeze. A little old lady lived all by herself, with a table and chairs and a jug on the shelf. A wise old man heard her grumble and grouse. There's not enough room in my house. Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Take in your hen, said the wise old man. Take in my hen? What a curious plan. Well, the hen laid an egg on the fireside rug and flapped round the room, knocking over the jug. The little old lady cried, What shall I do? It was poky for one, now it's tiny for two. My nose has a tickle and there's no room to sneeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Take in your goat, said the wise old man. Take in my goat, what a curious plan. Well, the goat chewed the curtains and trod on the egg and sat down to nibble the table leg. The little old lady cried, Glory be! It was tiny for two, now it's titchy for three. The hen pecks the goat and the goat's got fleas. My house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Take in your pig, said the wise old man. Take in my pig? What a curious plan. So she took in her pig, who kept chasing the hen and raiding the larder again and again. The little old lady cried, Stop, I implore! It was titchy for three, now it's teeny for four. Even the pig in the larder agrees, my house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Take in your cow, said the wise old man. Take in my cow? What a curious plan. Well, the cow took one look and charged straight at the pig, then jumped on the table and tapped out a jig. The little old lady cried, Heavens alive! It was teeny for four, now it's weeny for five. I'm tearing my hair out, I'm down onto my knees. My house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Take them all out, said the wise old man, but then I'll be back to where I first began. So she opened the window and out flew the hen. That's better, at last I can sneeze again. She shooed out the goat and shoved out the pig. My house is beginning to feel pretty big. She huffed and she puffed and she pushed out the cow. Just look at my house, it's enormous now. Thank you, old man, for the work you have done. It was weeny for five, it's gigantic for one. There's no need to grumble and there's no need to grouse. There's plenty of room in my house. And now she's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash and it isn't a squeeze. Yes, she's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash or a squeeze.
Where's the hen?
Where do you think the hen is? No. Come on now. Come on now. Thank you. So what's the moral of that story, Holly?
The pig cow jumped on the table.
Yeah, the cow jumped on the table and tapped out a jig. That's Mummy's favourite bit.
Yes, I know. Goat just runs, and the hen pecked his tail.
The hen pecking the goat's fleas. Gross. What's the moral of the story? It says the story is about an old lady who doesn't think her house is very big. But then when she puts lots of other things in her house, it seems really small. So then when she takes all of the things out that she's put in the house, her house seems really big. But it's actually still the same size as what she started with.
Yeah.
So really, the lady should have been happy with the size of the house to begin with, shouldn't she?
Yeah.
And she shouldn't have grumbled or groused. She should have been happy with what she had. Yeah? Are you happy with what you've got? What are you happy with?
That photo.
That photo. Are you happy with Mummy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Give me a kiss then. A proper kiss. I love you.
I love you too.
Don't pick your nose, please. Do you love me?
Yeah.
How much?
One of Granddad and one of Granny and one of Uncle Ed
Good girl.
and Great Gran.
Yeah. Shall we go to night time now?
Yeah.
Yep. Get you some water. Say no night, YouTubes.
Good night, YouTube.